This is an excerpt from Anne Frank, The Diary of a Young Girl for an 8th grade English Language Arts class. The book is a Dutch language diary kept by Anne Frank while she was in hiding for 2 years with her family during the Nazi occupation of the Netherlands during World War II. It is important to literature class because in addition to teaching students to recognize story structure and understanding how words and phrases depict a story's tone, it crosses over with educating students on the history of World War II and introduces them to multicultural issues. It also shows firsthand the importance of journaling life events, emotions, and other crucial moments in time. I first look at the excerpt and notice it's dated and in short chunks, so it's written in journal format. It's also written in first person, so I know that I'm reading Anne's thoughts. So I begin to read. July 8th, 1942. At 3 o'clock. Hello had left because he was supposed to come back later. The doorbell rang. I didn't hear it since I was out on the balcony, lazily reading in the sun. Here I can tell that Anne is very relaxed because I too feel relaxed when I'm reading in the sun. I continue reading. A little while later, Margaret appeared in the kitchen doorway, looking very agitated. Father has received a call-up notice from the SS, she whispered. Mother has gone to see Mr. Van Daan. Mr. Van Daan is Father's business partner and a good friend. I was stunned. Here I can tell the mood has changed from the descriptors that Anne uses. Margaret is agitated and Anne is stunned. A call-up? Everyone knows what that means. I think to myself, a call-up? I don't know what that means, so I continue reading on to learn. Visions of concentration camps and lonely cells raced through my head. How could we let Father go to such a fate? I remember learning about concentration camps in history. They were camps Jewish families were taken to during World War II. I remember they were terrible facilities and many people died in these camps. I now understand why Anne is so worried. Of course he's not going, declared Margaret as we waited for Mother in the living room. Mother's gone to Mr. Van Daan to ask whether we can move to our hiding place tomorrow. The Van Daans are going with us. There will be 7 of us all together. Silence. We couldn't speak. The thought of Father off visiting someone in the Jewish hospital and completely unaware of what was happening, the long wait for Mother, the heat, the suspense, all this reduced us to silence. After reading this entry, it's very evident Anne and her family are concerned they will be taken to the camps. I try to connect Anne's situation to my own life. What would it be like to be in Anne's shoes? Has there ever been a time that I've been as fearful? I take out my own journal and reflect in writing what I've read and how I might feel in her situation. I also jot down a prediction that Anne and her family will be safe from the SS. I continue reading. July 9th, 1942. Here's a description of the building. A wooden staircase leads from the downstairs hallway to the 3rd floor. At the top of the stairs is a landing, with doors on either side. The door on the left takes you up to the spice storage area, attic and loft, that's in front of the house. A typically Dutch, very steep, ankle-twisting flight of stairs also runs from the front part of the house to another door opening onto the street. Anne is describing a house. Because she says it's typically Dutch, I want to learn more. I Google Dutch homes from the 1940s era to see what they might look like. The door to the right of the landing leads to the secret annex at the back of the house. No one would ever suspect there were so many rooms behind that plain gray door. There's just one small step in front of that door, and then you're inside. Straight ahead of you is a steep flight of stairs. To the left is a narrow hallway opening onto a room that serves as the Franks family living room and bedroom. Next door is a smaller room, the bedroom and study of the 2 young ladies in the family. To the right of the stairs is a windowless washroom and a sink. The door in the corner leads to the toilet and another one to Margaret's and my own room. Now I've introduced you to the whole of our lovely annex. I want to visualize what Anne's special annex looks like, so I take out a pad of paper and I draw out a map depicting what Anne describes. It's small, and I wonder if I could live with my family in such a small space. August 21st, 1942. Now our secret annex has truly become secret. Because so many houses are being searched for hidden bicycles, Mr. Kugler thought it would be better to have a bookcase built in front of the entrance to our hiding place. Anne uses the term hidden bicycles. Why would they look for bicycles? But after reading about the Jewish families and how they had to hide from the Nazis, I draw a conclusion from background text and knowledge that hidden bicycles are the people in hiding. It swings out on its hinges and opens like a door. Mr. Vashkel did the carpentry work. Mr. Vashkel has been told that the 7 of us are in hiding and that he's been most helpful. Now whenever we want to go downstairs, we have to duck and then jump. After the first 3 days, we are all walking around with bumps on our foreheads from banging our heads against the low doorway. Then Peter cushioned it by nailing a towel stuffed with wood shavings to the door frame. Let's see if it helps.